Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. I have lost count of the number of voice scientists that I've introduced to Wing's crazy sounds. And you know that I love you all because I have waited until this moment to listen to Wing's newest release. Let's get to it.
Kill it in the moment like an Aventador. If I turn into a record, I'll be begging for more. Stem me harder, coming deeper, celebrate the lore. Turn the pain into beast, I'm an Aventador. On the moment, I'm an Aventador. If I walk into the pressure, I don't think anymore. Make me bleed. I just wake up the lore. Turn the pain into power of it. I'm in the moment, I'm an Aventador. Into the fire, I feel the more. Make it all like I just started the law. Turn the pain into power of an Aventador. Turn the pain into power of an Aventador. Pain into power of an Aventador. Killing in the moment like an Aventador. Can I get it? Can I go in? Step into it. Can I burn it?
Okay, I have to stop there. I know. Okay. This is easily some of the most exciting stuff that I have heard ever on this channel. So you guys, I believe I actually fell out of my chair at one point listening to Wing. So anyhow, we're gonna go back to the beginning. I'm gonna keep it together and try to explain things, though I know I'm gonna miserably fail because beatboxing is so cool. And honestly, I think it's one of the most vocally proficient things a person can do. But I'm gonna try.
Kill it in the moment like an Aventador. If I turn into a record, I'll be begging for more. Stem me harder, coming deeper, celebrate the lore. Turn the pain into beast, I'm an Aventador. On the moment, I'm an Aventador.
Okay, so I think he's I believe if I am I'll probably have to go on the record for this. I think that he's doing this all in one track, right? I believe it's all from the mic. Maybe he'll EQ different parts. I don't know. But the first time I heard Wing, I did not believe until a little bit later in the song. I was like, is he really doing this all on his own? And I've seen some other videos since then. I believe he can do these things on his own. I've seen him do some competitions. It blows my mind that this can all be done on one track. Blows my mind. You could cut it up though and EQ different sections. And so I'm not going to say he's not doing that. I don't know. The way he does this little break between the music of sounds, those sound inhalatory to me. One of the things that I think is most important when I'm listening to a beatboxer is trying to figure out what they're doing with their breath. It's not just beatboxers, it's anybody that's a professional vocalist, but figuring out what they're doing with their breath because they have to breathe at some point, right? And a lot of times they're using an inhalation to also create a sound.
Kill it in the moment like an Aventador. If I turn into a record, I'll be begging for more. Stem me harder, coming deeper,
I didn't
celebrate
expect
the
him
lore.
to
Turn the pain
use
into beast,
English.
I'm an Aventador. On the moment, I'm an Aventador. If I walk into the pressure, I don't think anymore. Make me bleed. I just wake up the lore. Turn the pain into power of it. I'm in the moment, I'm an Aventador. Into the fire, I feel the more.
You can see oh gosh, this is such a cool video. The angled shifting does catch me. I'm like, wait a second, no, I wanted to see that vocal technique. But you can see when he does this it's like an inhaled K. You can see this thing pop out right there below his jaw. This is actually the area where your tongue, the root of your tongue muscle is. So I wonder if it has something to do with that. But you can see it pop out there. And that's part of the reason you think, okay, yeah, that's the same track.
I just wake up the lore. Turn the pain into power of it. I'm in the moment, I'm an Aventador. Into the fire.
Even though it sounds like two different instruments going, all him. He's his own drum kit. When we even start to get breakdowns like that, I think it's so amazing how each sound is so stupid precise. I love it. And I think that his ability to be so precise and really create a sound that feels like it's a different drum in a kit, I think that just takes so much dedication and practice and messing with weird noises. Thank you, make weird noises, hashtag Love that saying for our channel. This reminds me a little bit of Improver, which I thought was a really, really cool beatboxing bit as well that I broke down on the channel earlier. But one of the, oh my gosh, I had a beatboxing lesson between first time I analyzed Wing and now, by the way, I had a beatboxing lesson with the guy from Beatbox International. He was super, super nice. We put it up on the channel too if you want to go check it out. Number one, I have not practiced enough. I need to do that way more, but also I'm a mom that is trying to take care of a 1-year-old now. He's just turned 1. Oh my God. I would rather sleep than beatbox at this moment. That being said, he's a really good teacher and he does an amazing breakdown of Wing stuff. So if you want some more breakdown of him, go check out Beatbox International's channel. Amazing. And I forgot that. Oh, I remember one of the specific things that I thought was so fascinating was learning about different ways to manipulate air streams, because it is absolutely true that multiple sounds are being made at the same time. And that is just so cool. There are different airflows that are being manipulated. So obviously you hear two distinct sounds happening at the same time. There's just like, and then there's a, right? And both of them require their own airflow. I think that when I understood that broke my brain because, oh gosh, she was talking about like neutral sounds in the mouth where you essentially, it's like, I think of it essentially as like two different air cavities. You have this air cavity that is essentially your ribs. That's the bigger air cavity that also feeds into the voice. So that air cavity is the flow that has to generate the actual pitch that's creating. But this, that kind of sound, or even there's sometimes where you can sort of like go a sound coming through your nose versus sounds in your mouth. There are ways to break up airflows. And I think that there's essentially a more neutral / less pressure that can be built from it cavity that's in your mouth that can be separated from your rib cage airflow. So cool. This is the kind of thing that breaks voice science. They're really so he's playing with what I describe as a filter. In voice science, we like to divide it a lot of times into the source filter theory. The source is where the sound source comes from, right? In the case of singing, the source is your vocal folds. In the case of screaming, we have supraglottic laryngeal structures. That means that it's like all of this stuff that's above your vocal folds, like your false vocal folds, your retinoids, your epiglottis. There are lots of really cool structures which are sometimes used in beatboxing. He uses his ventricular or false folds a lot. That's really exciting. And then, God, I forgot what I was so excited about supraglottic structures. I got excited. Just a second. Oh, source filter. Okay, that's what we're going with. Okay, so it could be those are all different sources. The filter is actually essentially your resonance chamber on top. What I mean is there's this space that's in your mouth and in your sinus cavity, and that is constantly being morphed, and that changes the overtones or the harmonics. It changes the timbre of the overall sound quality as you morph it. If you like really like narrow things and push things forward and like kind of squint up the space, it's gonna make brighter sounds. And if you really elongate it, it makes a much darker sound, right? So there's so many ways that you can modify the filter, or there are ways you can modify the source. And there's all kinds of things you can do in combination. He's doing a ton with his filter. He's essentially like doing a filter sweep. It's so fun when you start dividing sounds into source or filter. Like, it makes a lot of sense. There, he just went into subs. Right before we go there. Went into subs. What I mean by subs, subharmonics. This, I have recently heard about it being achieved in another way that is a verified source. I will talk about that later, though. The most researched way that we've seen subharmonics achieved is by combining true vocal folds and false vocal folds in a very specific ratio. In his case, what's happening, I believe, is that he's got his true vocal folds singing a pitch righty, and it drops down to that one. That's all true vocal folds for me. I don't do subs very well. And when he drops down that extra octave, his false vocal folds go exactly twice as slow. Exactly twice as slow, which is just nuts in itself to think our anatomy organizes itself like that. But it goes exactly twice as slow as the true vocal folds are going. So like say your true vocal folds are at 200 beats per minute, 200 wacka-wackas per minute. The false vocal folds will go 100 times per minute to drop that pitch down one octave. That is what happens here. Wait. Just plain true vocal folds. Drops it. There's a difference in the tone quality that is like very noticeable. We see this in throat singing a lot.
Can I get it? Can I go in? Step it.
Dude.
Can we burn it?
It's amazing how many great sounds you can get going at once. I'm not gonna cuss.
Come and get it.
I'm just gonna cry from like, wow. Cry from wow. Not World of Warcraft, you guys saw that. That was amazing too. This is, it's so absolutely amazing. Yeah, this is almost inhuman. Let's go back. Let's try to break some down. I'm just gonna miserably fail. Okay. I'm gonna try to make some weird farty noises. Yeah. If you would like to make weird noises with me, I invite you to. We're gonna sound like flatulence, all of us. Some weird flatulence. That moment. It's like the way he hits into a kick with that bass there. It's mind-boggling to me because he has so much control over the pitch while hitting essentially like this big, like when there's a kick, there's a big burst behind it. And there's this pitch bend with it. Sounds like a robot. How is that? How is it one track? I'm gonna be looking for this. How is this part one track? No. Okay. I'm going to tell you straight up. I have to find a version of him doing this all as one track, like something that's super off the cuff just with his phone, because this section right here, I find difficult believing that it's one track. Meaning, here's the why. I hear a really high pitch and a really, really low pitch. The other stuff that's in between that's pitch less, that I totally believe can happen at the same time. But when you've got the two different ones happening, I'm going to check this out. Boom. Gosh, I sound like a cute pigeon almost, a baby pigeon. I love making weird sounds, y'all. They don't sound awesome like his, though. I'm not delusional by any means. However, he's got that boom, the bass. It's like much lower than mine actually is, but is that pitch much lower? Or that note name, sorry, much lower. And he's got that. How does he create that vibration? Yeah. Because here, I don't see many, when it comes to pitch creation, there is this like sort of almost holy grail that I hear some voice scientists talking about where they're really, really wanting to find other things that can sort of separately create a true pitch source. I'm not talking about an overtone. When you see like Anna Maria Hefele do her overtone singing, she's able to create an overtone, which is a harmonic. That's not a pitch source, that's resonance. It's enhancing a particular overtone or a particular harmonic. It may actually even sound louder than the original source. That can happen sometimes just by modulating, again, this filter, this resonance chamber. But it's not a true source. The source is still happening at the true vocal folds that are creating a pitch. Now we know that the false vocal folds can be entrained essentially to have a very specific oscillation. So they're doing wacka wacka regularly at a specific timing, and that can cause the pitch to lower. But there's some people that are really curious. For example, can the aryepiglottic folds somehow be recruited to create a pitch of their own? When I hear this, that top pitch and the lower pitch, they both sound like true fold pitches. They do not sound like harmonics. They do not, that breakdown of how far apart it is, it's not a combination of true folds and false folds. I don't think that that's possible. I don't think it's possible. I could be wrong. This moment I find totally mind-boggling. I would like to know, I would like to see Wing do this moment, break it down, show us exactly how we can do it without another track. Maybe he is double tracking and I'm wrong. Notice also at that point, I really have to point out he's breathing in because he's doing like a, gosh, what was that called? Gosh, I can't do it right now. How good are your fart sounds? I also really like the sound of no. It has like a very dropped soft palate, and it sounds like it's really nasally, super, super dropped. No. Sounds like a Cookie Monster. No. That makes me wonder, maybe the really, really low is actually a cheek, like a little like cheek sphincter. When I say sphincter, does it make you blush? Because if it was the cheek side sphincter inhale, it's possible he could be having an inhalatory phonation. That would be the bass that would be happening. Maybe that's what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out. Attempting. Okay, we're gonna keep going.
Come and get it.
To be able to even have onsets there, he's so specific.
Come and get it.
Such cool filter manipulation right there. I forget to breathe when I'm hearing it like the first time through. I have to remind myself, I literally stop breathing. Also, I'm sweating. I'm so excited. I'm like sweaty. What is going on? So I'm trying to figure out like what part of this is exhaled or inhaled. Honestly, I've only seen subharmonics done in an exhalatory phonation. Um, I've seen some people do like a circular breathing with it before, which still baffles my mind. I love the way he's directing with his hands, by the way. Also the video. Oh! So this might be out and he might be doing an inhale right afterwards. Yeah, I think that's what happened. That. Like, how, man? How? Sorry. I swear, his throat bass, it just gets lower and lower. This is a good composition because it makes you fall off your chair like, repetitively. I was like, oh God, I'm just gonna disappear underneath my desk at this point. It's so absolutely ridiculous. That's the next level. So one of the things that can happen is you can recruit the false focal folds, the ventricular folds, to go at a 3-to-1 ratio instead, dropping the pitch down further, or even a 4-to-1 ratio. I've never seen a person be able to do that live. I am so curious if he has that much control that he can pick what that 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 or 4-to-1. But my guess is that it's more of a variation of the filter. I don't know, guys. I'm going to try to voice science this all I can, but jeez. This is the moment when I go, can I put a camera down his throat? Please, I want to put a camera down his throat. Specifically, I would like to put a strobe camera down his throat. If I can capture that in high speed, that would be fantastic because then we'd be able to see actually what that exact ratio is. University of Utah has that equipment. Just saying, putting that wish out there into the world. Sorry. It's when it gets to that level that I just like, before I'm like, yeah, I could see maybe that's possible. And then it just like, I give up. It's so good. Wing, if you ever need to see inside your throat, you just let me know. Okay. We'll make it happen. No. Interview, no more Aventador. I love the boop, 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 boop. Like each time there's a little boop in there. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of my 1-year-old booping my belly button because he likes to boop my belly button and then giggle. It sounds the same, I swear. This is amazing. Okay, we have to go back quite a bit. Yeah. This part I find so fascinating how it keeps like essentially the snare sound. Oh man, I'm trying to get it. It's a little tighter than that. No, too much pitch in that. Anyhow, his snare there, I love how consistent it is as everything else is changing, right? This is the ultimate isolation.
Interview, no more Aventador.
Dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I think part of the reason I love his beatboxing so much is because it also reminds me of a beatboxer that and voice play. I like some of the acapella beatboxers a lot. I love the way that Lane has like such organic sections that are just kind of like fun, like almost like bubblies in the water sometimes. And every now and then Wing pulls in that kind of break between, which is so much fun. But then I love the way he's also like continuously having these boops to clear our ears and say, hey, yeah, no, really, there's so much going on here. You forgot because you were getting used to it. And then he boops and resets our ears every single time.
Interview, no more Aventador.
Oh, ridiculous. That is so cool. He had like a little uvular action there.
I'm in the moment like an Aventador. If I turn into a record, I'll be begging for more. Stem me hard, comedy, persuade the Lord. Turn the pain into beast of an Aventador.
I tried, and I still feel so unworthy. His beatboxing is amazing. My curls are like, I'm sweaty, and I'm so glad that he's in this world because I love being surprised by voices, and his, oh my God, so surprising. I forget to breathe. Oh. Wow, I hope someday I can understand what's happening in his entire anatomy. It's absolutely jaw-dropping, breath-stopping. Wow. Thank you, Wing. And thank you to his entire team, too, because this is a really cool video that really let us focus on his voice. So cool. Okay, if you want to see some more analysis of beatboxing, check this out over here. You can watch me try to make cool fart noises in one of those movies, too. And may you fall more in love with music every day.